Okie dokie. Here we have a small one. This is a small stationary engine. Usually you would use for, we use these for, oh goodness, this is for literally anything you're gonna strap it to. You usually would belt it to various machines. I mean, you can see way over there is a rock crusher. But so the way this works is you have your flywheels. This is flywheel, and then that's a flywheel, and then this is also a flywheel. But this one is also used more for belts than anything else. We have your piston and then your cylinder chest. Inside this one is the cylinder. Oh, lovely. The cylinder chest. In this side, this is the slide valve. The slide valve goes back and forth and lets steam into the various sides of the piston. Again, down here are your cylinder cocks. Down here and here. Again, let it out. This is input, by the way. Oiler. Oilers usually are either little cups, or they have, some of them are little twists that you actually will twist in. Here's a twist one that you twist in to to give it more oil. Up here we have flyball governor, and what it does is it regulates the speed from the output of the engine. And then you have your piston, and then some of your timing. The belt is what's used for the timing, as well as this here, which is also your timing rod. I'm surrounded right now by larger and smaller versions of this. This is a large one that was done, that runs, yeah, this one is one that runs this General Electric generator here. This one has a 14-foot wheel. It's way over there. And that is our large boiler. We've got another small one here as well. Stand by, I'll hop up on an engine and get a couple more things, and then there we go. Okay, here we are. This isn't the 50 that I use. This isn't the locomotive I usually drive. I usually drive a Case 50 horse. This one's in a little sad shape, but you know, as it goes, we use what we have. Okie dokie. So, I'm sure some of these things are starting to look familiar to you. Firebox, obviously. As you can it will open, and then inside there, you can see your flues. And this one you can actually see through because they're actually doing retubing. So usually it's like those little tubes over there. They haven't put the tubes in over here. You have your draft door down there. Here's your glass. This, I mean, obviously there's no water in it. This is called a handhold. It will usually have a cover over it that you can, this is so you can access it. This is your reverser. It's so you can reverse up there. So you can reverse this timing of the steam. This thing is an oiler right here. This thing is how it automatically oils some parts of the machine. Oh, right. Gloves. Gloves are a must when operating this type of equipment. I prefer long gloves for more than one reason. One, because you can stick your hand in the boiler, not the boiler, the firebox, and it's a lot safer. You can see the gauge up there. That's your pressure. Hold on, let's see if I can zoom in here. That's how much pressure you got, usually in pounds. We here operate on a pop-off of 100, and we here operate on a pop-off of 125. If it gets over that, it has to pop off. This is your steering wheel. I hope you'd know that. Steering wheel, which then rotates this worm gear, spinning this, and moving these chains. These are called your chains. This is how you steer back and forth. You got your belt wheel, or your flywheel. Inside there is also your clutch. That usually would have clutch blocks on it, which would then be pushed out by the clutch lever, which I have not operated this one. This one is the clutch lever right here. So you'd pull it in and out to operate the clutch. And then you also have, here's your, again, this one is in need of help. They're still rolling flues on this one, which is the process of pushing that, which is the process of rolling that out to make it operate. That's your blower right there. You have, again, cylinder, flyball governor, steam dome, steps, maintenance steps. Usually they're geared, and then they have an axle running through there. This is your tender. This one has just wood storage on this one. And I think this one has I think this one's water actually lives on the front and not actually there. And that's about it. This is your cylinder. This is your cylinder cox lever. And then I don't see this. Oh, that's speed. Interesting. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Here's another one. This one's a dual cylinder, which you don't see that a lot. But again, that's your main valve that lets the steam out into the system. There's your valve that you use for your open close lever. There's a water tank right there. And then you have firebox. Your damper is, see the damper. Oh, it's this one here. This is the damper. These are your cold grates. There's an injector. We can use that in a second. Your speed, your direction, clutch. You can see the clutch in there. Wheel, and then up here we have an injector. This piece up in here is the injector, and you have water in and steam in, and then an out that goes into the boiler. Again, I have an audio on that is used much better to explain it than I could. Well, I mean, then again, I wrote that audio, so I mean, I guess. This is a little viewing door right here. If you need to look inside the firebox while you're operation, and there's a glass again, so you can, it's in a good spot. That was a good spot for a glass. Steam dome, again, this is where your injector injects, one-way valve, close off. Sometimes these things have what are called preheaters, which allows you to put steam in, heat the steam, water. It puts you water in, and you can preheat the water as you go. Usually they're put right there or right there. This one doesn't have a preheater. Other than that, though, there she is. I think that's about it. That's about all we're going to need to know for terminology. Again, there you can see wheel, gears, chains. There's your blowdown valve. You don't usually operate a blowdown on this thing. That's mostly for steam. Okie dokie. Well, there it is. Good luck. I figured I'm driving home, so I might as well rant about steam trains for a little bit longer. Anyhow, so first, there's not a lot of things we didn't cover that are like super important. We're like, oh yeah, I should have covered that. I will say, like normal when you're wearing or operating a steam train, you need to be out wearing either like a denim or a cotton of some kind, because polyester melts, and operating around a thing that's operating at 212 degrees Fahrenheit can melt polyester. And when something's on your skin and it melts into your skin. And then imagine having to remove that melted from your skin, and it's no good. So cotton, leather, denim, really good. Good pair of gloves. Like I said, I like long ones. Some people don't. Most people I've seen with short ones, but I don't like my hairs getting burned off every time I have to move a log in the firebox. It's a fun hobby, honestly. If you're ever in the area, come on down and see me. Always 10 days after Labor Day, at the Ozark Steam Engine Association Steam-A-Rama. We do it just outside of. It's just up in Halltown, Missouri. Just west of Springfield, on Interstate 44. Yeah, other than that, we've been going for about, I think we're at 80 years now, which is a lot to think about. I've seen a lot of engines. We usually have a lot of really cool engines coming through. We've got a couple of what are called oil pulls, which are kind of like steam, but it actually runs off of kerosene, and it's an old style, almost a hit-miss engine, which kind of is like a normal engine, but it operates, instead of firing the spark plug at all times, it only fires the spark plug when it feels the engine start to slow down. So it's got like a governor that then like fires the spark plug that starts to slow down. We usually have some Amish people come and make ice cream using a hit-miss engine. It's pretty cool. It's also good ice cream, but that's a personal opinion. Yeah, we usually whistles. You'll hear a lot of things with whistles. Whistle code's very important. If you're belted up to a machine, one toot on the whistle means I'm about to start operating the belt. I'm not moving, but the belt will start spinning, which means whatever the equipment's going to be on it. You can run threshing machines off of belts, which takes wheat and separates it and then blows out the straw. You can run rock crushers. You can run sawmills. You can run corn huskers. You can run what's called a prony brake, which actually will tell you how much force you're outputting. There's a thing called a fan, which a fan actually is not actually a fan. It's it's basically a resistance fan, and it allows you to put the thing under load. The flyball governor also takes care of some of the timing. It also, the fan allows you to time your flyball governor, because when you're operating a sawmill, you need to operate a certain revolutions per minute, and that's how you can adjust the flywheel to do that. Usually on startup, the best way to start it is you fill the firebox with a butt ton of wood. You fill it almost full. We usually then throw in some cedar shavings or whatever, because we have a shingle saw that we get a whole bunch of cedar shavings from. So we take those cedar shavings and light them on fire with some diesel, a good amount of diesel. Light it up. There's some people who light it with flares. It's kind of funny. Every year they light the first one with a flare. Light it up, and then once you've lit it up, it will it'll begin to produce steam. You got to wait till you get about 50 pounds, and then you can what's called turn it over. And turning it over is a slow process where you move the wheel by hand a little bit, heat up, and then let a little bit of steam in, so you can heat up one side of the cylinder, and then you heat up the other side of the cylinder. And then once you've done that, and make sure your cylinder cocks are open this whole time, because you don't want to blow your cylinder heads. You open it up all the way. You start to turn. You actually get it moving, and then at about 75 pounds, at least, this is all operating on a Case 50 horse, which is a decently larger one. I operate a Case 50 and a Case 80. The 80 is called a Prairie engine, which is designed for large fields. It has I don't remember what it's got, pull at the bar or bar draw for plowing, but it's a decent bit. The largest steam engine ever in existence, at least here, is what's called a Case 150. This thing is absolutely massive. I think they pulled a 50 bottom plow at once with it. It was insane. Just for your knowledge, a bottom on a plow is a single plowshare, like the little head that you see. You know, when you imagine a plow, there's that one guy behind a single piece of metal. That single piece of metal is a bottom. When you have 50 bottoms, you have 50 of those, all being pulled by one time by one engine. It's huge. Once you get up past about 80 PS, once you get up about past an 80 horse engine, you get to what's called, you get up to engines with what's it called? Steering. What type of steering is that? You get up to engines with power steering, and they actually operate. It'll move steam, and it's got a little cylinder that moves that slides it back and forth and spins the flywheel. They're very finicky. I haven't messed with them personally. I hear they're terrible, at least from the people who've told me, the old man I operate with. Yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to answer questions about steam. That's just kind of how I operate. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, well, again, good luck.